Okay. Okay, I think the recording has started. Okay, so 1 more minute and then we start the class. Please tell your colleagues to join so we can have this done. We'll be starting in less than okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yep. This should be the. Is this not the fourth session? Is it the fourth or third? I think it should be the fourth session. I'm not sure. I think it's third session too. Yes. Thank you for that. Third session, right? So, okay, I will adjust that in the slide. Yeah, it's actually the fourth according to the timetable I've done. Remember, you guys had to watch the video on YouTube for how to install Power BI. That was supposed to be the second one. So the first one actually a merge of the first and second together. Yes. Okay. Yes. Without really further ado, let's start the class. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for joining from every part of the world. Every part of the world. It's really nice being here today again to discuss and teach Power BI. Yes, Power BI is a really wonderful thing to learn, especially if you're in the data analytics space, or you're just somebody who just wants to show whatever you have with data. You might not necessarily be somebody who is actually a data analyst, right? So you can just be somebody, maybe you have some files, you want to present it to your manager, you can use Power BI to do that. And that's the series that we've been starting. Before today, we discussed about Power BI, the services, the desktop, and we walked through all that. The last time we were in class, we discussed about data generally and what it is that we should expect in Power BI. So today, we're going to be going into one of the first parts of Power BI that is very, very, very important for you. And that part is the Power Query. We're going to be learning how to use Power Query. We're going to learn what Power Query is all about, how we use it to transform data, how we use it to clean data, how we use it to load data, all of that all together. So we're going to be having probably two parts of this class. If we can't finish the class today, we're going to go to the next. So it's going to follow up to the next class, and then we conclude. But I really wish we actually conclude today because we have a lot of things to do. And this is our first practical session. You don't want to miss it. So, yes, I remain my humble self, Abdullah Bankole. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm a business intelligence data analyst associate. I'm also a Microsoft certified data analyst associate amidst other certifications. Yes, so let's proceed to what we have today. So what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be talking about what Power Query is all about. We're going to be talking about load and transform, the differences between that. We're going to be doing some data cleansing, removing columns, removing this, adding that, doing this, doing that. We're going to be doing all that. I'm also going to be talking about data types and why it's important, why they matter. If there's an issue with them, how do we fix them? I'm going to be doing a demo session. And then if there's possible questions along the line, we're going to answer each and every one of them. Good. So I hope everybody's locked in. I hope you're all locked in. So let's start what we have today. The last time we were in class, we discussed about what data is really all about. And then we talked about messy data and clean data, right? And I gave the analogy of when you're trying to cook your jollof rice, right? And then I gave that for you to cook your jollof rice, each and every ingredient that you need for you to cook the jollof rice is actually what? Those are the data. Now, for you to make that jollof rice good, you need to prepare the ingredients, isn't it? And this is what we are going to be learning today, how to prepare our data for us to use. Are you following? So how do you slice and dice your carrots? How do you blend your tomato paste? How do you do your omiero? How all these things such that none of them is going to go out of proportion. That is what we do in data cleaning and transformation. So we are going to be transforming all of this together. Another example is you washing your dirty dishes just before you cook, right? The messy data, and then it becomes something clean. But I like that cooking experience because we're all familiar with cooking, right? So the Power Query basically is a part of Power BI that allows everybody to transform data, right? It is the engine that we use to actually clean data. So it is actually part inside of Power BI. It used to be in Microsoft Excel, but remember I told you last week that Power BI is just an offshoot from Microsoft Excel. So it used to be inside Microsoft Excel called extract, transform, and load the ETL process. But now it's something that is with Power BI, and then it's called a Power Query. So the Power Query editor allows you to do quite a lot of things. Now, one thing about it is that unlike every other thing that you know that maybe you have to code to do everything and a lot of things that gives you headache, Power Query Editor allows you to do every type of cleaning easily. There's little to no code. Majority of it is just you clicking and everything gets done. You get to see the step-by-step stuff of what you are doing, which makes sure that you are not confused. And also Power Query allows you to refresh automatically. So whenever you're bringing in new data in, all the steps that you have done in can actually work on the new data as well, and then it automatically cleans what is already coming in. So, and it's very free. Oh, yeah, good. So you're going to be seeing it in action. Don't worry. You're going to be seeing it in action very, very soon. So, how do we find Power Query Editor? First, I give two scenarios because some of us might not know that it is in Excel. So in Excel, you need to have some of the latest versions of Excel. You go to data, then get data, then Power Query Editor. But in Power BI, it's very easy. I'm going to be sharing with you in a few seconds. I think this is the part where I stop sharing this screen and open up my Power BI. So just 1 minute, let's say Power BI desktop. Then. So I'll just stop sharing my video now, and I'm bringing up my entire screen. Just a minute. Okay. Yes. Good. Can I get a confirmation that you can see my screen now? Let me share. Can you see my screen? Boom. You should be able to see my screen. You should be able to see my screen now. Yeah, it's visible, right? It's really visible now. Good, perfect. So this is a brand new Power BI desktop, right? So now when you open your Power BI desktop, this is what you are going to have at first for you to be able to work with it. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to bring in the data you're going to be working with. You need to bring in the data you're going to be working with. And so that data that you're bringing in, how do you bring it in is what you're going to be doing now. So first is you just come over to blank reports. That's the easiest way it can be. Just click on blank reports. And when you click on blank reports, you have this beautiful Power BI space where you get to see everything that we discussed the first class. Now, we need to also go back to the file that we want to work with. I think the file I shared is actually a CSV file. So now, when you are working with Power BI, you need to be careful about the file that you're working with. You need to make sure you know the file you're working with. So for example, if you look into my computer here, you can see I have Niger Phone Shop Sales 2024, which is actually a Microsoft Excel comma separated value file. That means it is a CSV file. It is not an XLXS or Excel file. No, it is a CSV file. So a CSV file is different from an XLXS file. So the way they are both going to work is different. So you need to make sure that you are very, very conversant with the type of the type of data sets that I'm bringing in. Are you all following me? So one of the most common data set type you're going to be seeing is the .csv file. It's very, very common. So just be prepared. So how do you bring in data for you to work with, right? So CSV means comma separated value. It's usually a data type that comes from, maybe you extracted something from a database somewhere. That file is always going to be a CSV file. So yes. Now, so the way to do it is you have to go to a place here called Get Data, which is part of the data ribbon. So you come to Get Data, you click on Get Data, and Get Data shows you different ways where you can get your data from, the source of your data, which we discussed about earlier. Now, this is text or CSV, but I will not choose it from here. I want to move away again, so you see another place you can get it from. So I'm just going to click on More, assuming it was not there. Then when I did that, it's going to bring all this. You can see I have all. You get to see all the type of places you can get your data from. We have file, we have database, we have fabric, and the rest. So I'm going to click on file now, and I'm going to see text, comma, CSV. Then I'm going to double click on it. So when I double click on it, it's going to open up my computer for me. The dialog box will open up my File Explorer, where I need to choose the file that I want to work with. I need to choose the file that I want to work with. The file we're currently working with is the Niger Phone Shop Sales for 2024, right? So I'm just going to click on that file, and I will say open. I will come here and click open. So let's take it one more time. I'm going to go to Get Data, right? What is the name of the file we are working with? The data source is a CSV file. It's a comma separated value file, right? So I'm going to click text slash CSV. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to see this file here. Yours can be anywhere, so you need to go and look for it. But this is where my own is. So I'm just going to double click on it there, pam, pam. And once I've done pam, pam, what do I do next? You can see it is connecting to it. Now you see the connection that is happening is opening up the Power Query Editor wizard. This that you are seeing right here is the first stage of Power Query Editor. Because what I am opening is a CSV file. That is why it is bringing this type of file for me. You can see it is saying the file origin, the delimiter. Delimiter means what is separating the file, and I told it is a comma separated value, isn't it? And that is, you can see comma here, and then the data detection just it detects the first 200 rows just to adjust all these things together. And then you get to see the columns. Now, starting from here, everybody, we discussed about rows and columns the last time we were in class, right? So how many columns do we have here? You can see we have TXN ID 1, customer name 2, phone number 3, city 4, product 5, quantity 6, unit price 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 columns. And we have quite a lot of rows. But it's saying this data in the preview has been truncated. So it is only showing us a limited amount of data. I hope we are following everybody. Now, the next thing is how do we now move away from here? So if you look here, you have 3 buttons. The first one is load. When you click on load, it will skip the Power Query editor and go directly into your Power BI for you to start using for visualization. But the next one beside it is the transform, which 100% of the time, repeats, all the time, 100% of the time, to do what? You should always click transform data. Do not load the file directly on Power BI if you have not transformed it. So you should do what? Click on transform data, and then that takes you, let's see, drum roll, boom. Yeah, it's loading, and then here we are. So you can see this is now the what? Power Query Editor. And this is where we are going to be performing magic today. So this is your washing machine. Whether it is a front loader washing machine, whether it is a top loader washing machine or a front loader washing machine, whether it is an automatic spinning, any type of washing machine, you are going to be doing it here. Are you following? So let me go to the chart. Why does this include all 5 types? Including no, yes, including any type of file, whether it's CSV, TXT, database file, from the website, from the JSON file, anywhere. Always come to transform first. You will see it as we go, don't worry. So now you're all welcome to the Power Query Editor now. So the Power Query Editor is where we perform data transformation. This is where we transform our data. Now, so that you will have an idea of what it is that we are working with. First, we have this part here, home, and it allows you to see the basic things that you quickly want to do. New source, recent sources, enter your data yourself, data source settings, parameters, export query result. This is a very new stuff that was added recently. Refresh review, which is used to refresh this data source, maybe you added to it. Properties, advanced editor, manage with that. Choose column, remove column, keep all these are part of the home. Then we have transform. So I'm going to be giving you some tips that I give my students. Everybody don't rush. Some of you are complaining that you can't see these lines. Don't worry. You will see it very soon. Just take it step by step. As we're progressing, you progress with me. So if you go to transform, you're going to see transform. You see group by, first name, all these things that are here. Then you have all add column. And then you can see all the stuff that are here. Now, let me quickly tell you something about transform and add column so that you can actually also put it at the back of your mind. It's used is on the column or on the row. We are not adding a new one. We are not removing a new one. We just want to make changes on it. Is when we use transform. We want to add a column. Based on it, you need to come to add column and choose from it. Transform is done on the column or the rows, as the case may be. It's not a new column for you majority of the time. But add column, anything you do in add column will surely create a column for you. Is that understood? Is that understood, everybody? Good. Now, the next one we now have is, please, if you can hear me loud and clear, can I see LC in the chat box? If you can hear me loud and clear, can I see LC in the chat box? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. I think I'm audible enough. Okay, let's go. So the next one is the view tab. So we have the view tab. So for those of you that you can't see this line, this is where you now go to. So usually all of us will have it like this, where everything is just going to be bland like this and looking as though it is connected. So the best thing you need to do is go to your view tab, click on data distribution, show white space, and the column quality. So this allows you to have a data preview, a preview of the data before you start working on it. It allows you to even see if there's an issue with that data, you get to see it from here. Then you have tools which you might not use except you're a developer, and help, leave it alone. Now, remember, you might not have everything, but go to view, click on formula bar, make sure your formula bar is showing. Click on column quality, make sure it's showing. Click on column distribution. So this guy here is the what? Is the column distribution. While this valid error empty, that is the column quality. It tells you how rich your column is. Now, let's go. So that is all about the ribbon. Then at this side, you have your queries. You can see it says queries. So or any table that you have brought into Power BI, they are all going to be listed in this place. Because this one is only one report or one data source that we are using. That is why you have only one data source in this place. If you have multiple sheets or multiple tables or multiple data sources that you're working from, they are all going to be listed in this place. That is what? That is queries. Then at the other side, flipping to the other side. Okay, flipping to the other side, we have query settings.
Hello.
Okay. Good. So we have query settings where we have properties, we have applied steps. So your properties is only just the name of the data sets you are still working with, which in our case is still Nigeria phone shop sales data set. Okay, I think let me just do this. 1 minute. Yes. No. Good. I think that was all that. Okay. Now, so we have this. So the properties allows us to have, you can see the name is still here. So you can rename, if this is too long for you, you can rename it here. That does the trick for you. But if you look down here, you have the applied steps. You see, in the Power Query Editor, you don't have Control Z. Take notes. You don't have what? You don't have Control Z. So you cannot undo what it is that I have done with Control Z. Instead, at this side, you have the steps that you've taken. You have the what? The steps that you've taken that has been applied for you. So you now get to, if you want to, anything you do here is going to add a new step for you there. So if you don't like what it is that you have done, all you need to do instead of you pressing Control Z is just press this X. When you press that X, that does what? That removes that step for you. That removes that step for you. So that is what apply steps does for you. Then over here, you see this place here where you have this X, this one, and FX. This is the formula bar. just like where you have it in Microsoft Excel. You have it here. Now, you see, whatever you have here, you don't need to worry yourself about it. This is what we call the M code. That is the engine that runs Power Query Editor. So you don't need to worry yourself about it, but anything you do in Power Query Editor, the M code variant of it is going to be written here. So you don't need to worry yourself about it. As you are clicking and dropping it, automatically it will be showing there. Uzuamaka, is anything wrong? Uzuamaka, can you chat? Can anybody hear me? Am I still audible? If you can hear me, okay, you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, good. Uzomaka, you can't hear me? Or there's no issue? Which one? I saw you with crying emoji and I was distracted, so that's why I'm asking. Are you lost or something? I've not really done anything yet. Should we continue? You can just tell me to continue and I will continue. Okay, good. So now at this side here, you have your tables. Now, each and every of the table, you need to now understand how it works. But before I go to the table, let me take you down. So if you look down here, you have the summary. So if you follow my mouse is color red, you can see it. I'm taking it down, top left now. You can see there I have 11 columns and 999 plus rows. This is telling you the data I have. I have 11 columns, which we counted earlier, and that is tallying, right? Then you have 900, that is over 1,000 rows are here. Then it's telling me that the column profiling is done based. So this column profiling, this guy that you have up here is the column profiling. It's telling me it is done based on the top 1,000 rows. So you might have more than that. You can say you want to do this for the entire data set, but it's always good to leave it as top 1,000 because the data set is in millions or rows. It might slow down your Power Query engine. So you need to take note of that. Then also at this stage, you have your preview when it was brought in. So you can see mine was brought in at this is local time in West Africa. I think this is 6:18. Good. So and then that's that. Now this guy, the tables. This is where you now need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to everything I'm going to be saying now, right? So the first one is you can see each and every of the name of the table, CXN data, ID, customer name, phone name, every single one of them. And you can see each and every of the table is interactive. You have a slider down here that allows you to go from one table to the other, and from one column to the other. Now, just beside it, you have this one. This one is saying ABC. This one is saying ABC, right? So this ABC that you're seeing in front of them, one has, so all of them is majorly saying ABC. We're still going to, okay, good. Look at this date. This one has a calendar icon to tell you that that is a calendar. So work with me. So that is what we call the data type. So if you want to change the data type, you can click on it, and then you see that when you click on that ABC, you have decimal number, fixed decimal number, you have whole number, percentage, date, time, time zone, duration, text, and all this. All these that we have here are what we call data types. So the data types are just the type of data that you want that column to represent. And I told you, like, we already talked about this extensively in our last video. So if you don't understand what data types are, please go back to the YouTube channel. The last video, we talked about data extensively, and we talk about the types of data that we have. If your own is not showing column profiling, come to view and choose column quality. Can we choose column profile? But column profile here gives this guy out and it's usually distracting. So that's why we don't usually click column profile. So we just click it out. Good. So we've talked about the name of the table, the name of the column. Beside it is what? The data type. Now, just under it is the column profile. So this is telling you that valid. 95% of the data in this place is valid. That is, there is a data, there's something there that does not have an error. It may be correct or may not be correct, but something is there that does not have an error. That is valid. Error is 0. That is, there is no error, any error or error. There's nothing like error here. You can see 0%. And the next one is telling me empty 5%. So 5% of the column of the data in this, only this column is empty. So this is part of it. See this minus that is here is part of the valid though, not empty, because that minus is actually a data. So it is part of the valid. But this one that does not have anything is empty. So if you look, this none is part of the valid, not part of the empty. Because why? It is also a what? A data set. Good. Then here you can see different empty, and that is that. Please, I hope we are following everybody. We are understanding it as I'm breaking it down. Good. Now, the next thing is, you see this column distribution here. It's telling me I have, it just gave me this, but underneath it is telling me I have 907 distinct values, but 886 of them are unique. That is, 886 of them are showing just once. 907 are showing, but they might appear in more than one places. That is distinct and unique. So that's for transaction ID. This is customer name. Almost the same thing, right? Valid, empty. 4 of them is empty. Most are valid. And that is how you are going to go across all of them like that. Then at this place, you have your 1, 2, 3, which are for the rows, each and every of the what? Each and every of the rows that you have. So the rows. So this TXN27, this is for Dario Doayo. This is the person's number, FCT, ring lights, and the rest like that. So that is what we have. Now, before I proceed, I told you that before you do anything, you need to understand the data that you are working with. Because when you understand the data that you are working with, it allows you to be able to clean the data properly. It allows you to be able to analyze the data properly. So let us just take it through. I know about the data, but I need to take it through you. So I can see I have a transaction ID, a customer name colon, a phone number, a CT, product, quantity, unit price, total amount, payment method, and date, and staff. So this is probably a sales data. So yes, it is actually a dummy sales data that was designed for a phone shop. So you know those phone shops in maybe in Ikeja, in Nigeria, or anywhere that you go, you buy stuff from them, right? Slots and every other type of phone shops that you have everywhere in the world. So this is a sample of their data. So if they want to clean data, or you have a shop like that, this is a way for you to actually do your columns and get data of your customers. Good. So you have a transaction ID, which would say that this is a record of all the transactions that happened, right? So you have the transaction ID, the name of the customer that performed that transaction, the phone number of the customer that performed the transaction, the city where the transaction was performed in, right? The product that the person bought, the quantity of product bought, the unit price of the product bought, the total amount that was paid, the payment method, right? And the date that transaction took place, and the name of the staff that worked on that transaction. So you can see we have a fully fledged data point. Please, are we following everybody? I think with that, you have an understanding of all we have already, right? Now you can see we've not started any cleaning yet. Because before you start cleaning, you need to first understand everything. Now, next is we now need to now review the data and even see, do we have any issues anywhere? Is there any problem that warrants for me to claim something in it? Now, you see what I'm saying now? You have to take it column by column. You take it what? Column by column. You take it what? Column by column. And then that is how you're going to work with it. Column by column. So you look at the first one. There is this part here that has a filter beside it. That is where you start from. You click it. This gun I've already told you that there's empty data in it, number one. But let's leave empty data first. You click on that place. You now go through it. Now, remember in our properties of data, best data, we told you that it might not follow a format, there might be null, and the rest. You can see as I click on that place now, you can see it gave me a list of filter of all the files that all the records there. But immediately I'm already seeing that some of them are having issues. Now, the rule of thumb is all these ones, they are just minor, they are minute. I can discard them, I can remove them. Right? So for me to do that, I'm just going to, instead of unchecking all, I'll just uncheck those ones that I don't need. From here, the blank. So once I do that and I say okay, watch, two things will happen. You can see the data reloaded itself. I have empty now, 0, valid, 100%. But if we look at this side here, applied steps, it told me that I filtered the rows. I filtered the rows. So if I don't want to filter the row again, I will just click this X, chakam, and when I click on that X, it returns everything back like it was before. But I'm going to do it. So I'm going to come here and do what? Say what? I don't want blank. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And I would say, okay. Boom. Then what if I want to change something? I can just click on this gear icon here. This gear icon will try to open up a dialog box for you. You can see the filters I did. The filter I did, I will just do with just that filter icon there. This is the engine that runs it. If I want to add another clause, I can add to it. If I want to remove from what I filter, I can remove from it. And that filtering that I did, if you look up here, you can see that there is a respective what M query there already, or M code there already, which you don't need to understand. Just leave it. We're still at the beginner stage. So that is how everything works. So let's do it again. I'm going to remove the filter, clear filter. We are back to our status quo. I've noticed that this is an issue. This is an issue. This is an issue. So I need to remove those ones first. So how do I remove them? I click on the filter icon. Then I uncheck those ones that will give me issues. Then I say okay. So after that has been done, you can see for this column, everything is okay now. If I look at customer name too, I can see there are some blanks in customer name. I can check it out and say okay. Now, if I look at phone number, there are some that are empty. Now, two things, you cannot keep on going around removing the empty. So there are some things that basically must have data in them before you say you want to remove or not remove. And those are the primary key column. Now, the transaction ID is a primary key column. So, or in this case, sometimes the customer name can also be the primary key, such that you must have a value, either for transaction ID or for customer name. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to return all the transaction IDs back now, right? Then I will check, do all those people, do they have a name? You can see this one has a name. This one has a name. You can see they all have names. So that means the data entry person did not pick those ones that have what? It did not pick their transaction ID. So in that case, I would not want to remove these people that have names because they have data all through. So I will leave the blank in transaction in the customer name. I'll remove that. Then that is about us removing the blank row. Also, let's see. I think there's also one here in date. Dates too are also very important. You need to know the date a transaction was done. Right? You need to know the date the transaction was done. We can tend to remove it or we can tend to leave it. It's up to us. But I've already talked about how to remove all these things. So to remove the date, same thing. Just come here, remove the null, say okay, boom, you're good. That's all. So you're good that way. Let's see. Still saying something there. Okay. So that is how you work with removing blank, removing null, removing stuff that you don't want from the columns. Now, the next thing is what we want to now do now is, let's say, we want to remove duplicates. Now, duplicates in this case do not necessarily mean that maybe TXN 582409 is showing 1, 2. No, that's not the duplicate you want to do now. The duplicate of record is when this whole row is duplicated again another time. That is what we call duplicates that I want to remove. So how do I remove such duplicates? How do I remove such duplicates? For me to do that, all I need to do is I will come to this icon at this top corner here. You see this place here that says this, I click on it. See, it says copy entire table. So I'm going to scroll down to say what? Remove duplicates. Remove duplicates. But before I click remove duplicates, let me first click keep duplicates. So when I say keep duplicates, check out, see what it does. It shows me only those that we have duplicates in them. And if you look at them, 36 rows. So these are 36 column rows that are duplicates. Can you see? So I'm going to sort them. So if I want to sort, I'm just going to come here and say, let's say sort ascending. Because as I'm doing them, my apply step is increasing. Now I've sorted ascending. Look at it. Number 3, everything is the same thing. Number 4 is the same as number 3. Look at this one. Kunle Adeyemi, Omalara, all of them, all the same thing, the same transaction, the same day. These are what we call duplicates. Now, how do I remove all this? So when I say remove duplicates, it will not remove all of them. It will remove the image. So it will remove the second version of all of them. That is what would happen. So how do I do that? I'll come back here. So let's close my sorted rows. Let's remove my keep duplicates. We're back to the filter, right? Next is I go to that place. Chakam, once I'm there, what am I doing? I'm looking for, I want to remove the duplicates. So when I click remove duplicates, bam, what happens? It removes those ones that have duplicates, right? It will remove the duplicate version of those ones. So instead of them having 2 or 3, it will have only one unique values are going to be there. Are you following? Now, if you look at this place, now you see you have 860 distinct, 865 distinct, and 860 unique. I'm very sure that the remaining 5 is probably going to be the blank. 1, 2, none, 3, 4. You can see 5. So it's going to be that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 of them, null, nil, NA, minus, and blank. Those 5 stuffs are those other ones that manned up this 865. Are you following? In respect of how many times they show. Now, we are done. So we've talked about how to remove the duplicates. So the next one is, you've noticed now that if you look down here, earlier we had 999 plus, but what do we have now? We have 935 rows. You can see we have been removing. the what? The dirty data. We still have a lot of things to clean here, plenty. We're going to be taking it bit by bit. Now, in this place here, now when we have transaction ID, there are some things that you want to do. You notice that we cannot remove these blanks because let me just do this. Let me show only these guys. Now you can see I filtered them. You can see I cannot delete it. See the amount of data that is there. So this is, I cannot delete this. You can see it's way too much. It is what? Too much. So what can I do? What we can do is we can replace all these things since they are all not available. We don't have their transaction ID. We can give it a name, right? So we can give it all a name. We can say what? So to do that, I'm going to clear the filter again. So I'm going to come. I can just come to the blank here. I can right click here and say replace values. Replace value. So what am I looking for? The blank one, because it was blank. I can now come to replace with and say now I want it to show as no ID, which means that anywhere that there's a blank, replace it with what? No ID. So I'm going to copy it and I'll just say okay. You can see now automatically it says no ID. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to go to that blank space or a place of where I want to actually change something. I will right click. When I right click, I will see replace value. I'll click on it. Chakam. When I do chakam on it, I'm just going to go to replace with. Then write no ID there. Then I'll say okay. So anywhere that there is a what? Anywhere that there is a blank, it is going to change that blank to what? No ID. So let's go back up here. We can see no ID. What remains now? It remains none, nil, NA, and minus. So how do we go about it? I can go to none now. Right click on none. Or outshine your, be smart about it. You can click on all of them. Just click on all of them at once. Then say okay. Now, none, right click, just quickly replace and say what? No ID. Okay, good. You have any as well, right click, replace. You say what? No ID. So let's see what remains again. It remains minus and nil. So this is nil, right click, replace. No ID. Then what remains? It remains minus. Right click, replace values, and you say no ID. What has that done? We have properly cleaned. Now you can see it's saying now one distinct. Now what did I do earlier? Remember that I choose a filter. I filtered the row earlier to choose only those ones that have something. Now for me to remove the filtered row now, I don't want to click XXX because if I click XXX here, it will cancel all the replacements that I had done. So what will I do? I'll just go back to the filtered row here and say, okay, I don't want this filter row again. I'll just click on it. Chakam. So when I click on that filter row and I delete that steps, automatically it will all come. So if I come to the last one, you see it came to the last one. So automatically everything that I had done is still working. Everything that I had done worked automatically. So it's just removed that filter side away. Now I have everything. Now you can see 861 distinct and 860 of them are what? Are unique. That means there is one something here. And see, no ID is the only one that is looking different out of all of them, and every other thing is okay. So with this, we can say that what? We have cleaned that one column. When I told you last class that 80% of your time as a data analyst will be done cleaning data, are you beginning to see the reason for that talk now? Everybody. So we have just cleaned one column now. Because we're in class, if it is me now, I will have done fact not. We have to take it bit by bit. So you have just cleaned one column right now. Now let's go to the second column. The second column is the name of the customers. Let's see whether we have any issue with it. So I can just click here and say, okay, I think everybody is making sense, but we don't know if there's anyone, maybe there are some in small letters and the rest like that, which is very possible that there are some of them there that might be in small letters. We don't know. So now, to just not give yourself the headache, what do? We have verified that there is everything, there's data everywhere, and they're all capital and they're all first name, last name. To give yourself unnecessary headache is just right click on, you see this customer name, right click on it. It will give you another option that you can use to do what? You can use to transform fast. What you want to do now is you just want to click transform all of them. And because it is a name of people, and you want the first letter of each of those names to have capital letters. So you just go there and say, Ogade, capitalize each word. When you click capitalize each word, it will make sure that each of the word there, Olayinka and Chuku, is always, the first letter is always in capital letter. These are some of the secret stuffs that you can use to that effect. Are we following everybody? Good. Then we have phone numbers. For phone numbers, let's see what we can do here. For phone numbers, there's really nothing we can do. We can just, they're all numbers, they're all in phone numbers, right? So we can just leave them. Some of them are having plus, some of them are not having plus. But look at it, we have not provided, we have NA, right? And we have blank. So we can consolidate all those ones too into one single thing, because they all mean the same thing. Not provided, NA and blank means that we don't have phone number. So what do? I can uncheck select all, click on blank, go down, click NA and not provided. Okay, you can see it has added filter row again. Then I'll just quickly come here, right click. Anywhere I see blank in phone number, what do I want it to do? I want to say no phone. Good. Then you say okay. All will be no phone. Anywhere there is NA, what do you want it to do again? Replace values. You say what? No phone. You say okay. Let's see, is there another one there? Not provided as well. Right click on it, replace value. Filtered row here, and I'll do what? I will exit out. When I exit out, I delete that steps. I go to the last step that we are in, and voila, no more. Everything in the phone number is correct now. No more. The only thing that is not there is what? No phone. No more blanks, no more anything. Very good. Now, if you now look at city, let us take a look at city. You see that in city now, some of them, they are all cities. So we have some blanks. You see, this is something you are now seeing. I prepare this data to mimic the type of headache you are going to have as a human being, especially in Nigeria, right? It's not even Nigeria, everywhere in the world, we are all humans. This is how it is. Everybody, look at this city drop down. Tell me, is it not possible that people feel this normally? You yourself, if you are feeling, one day you can write ABJ instead of Abuja. You can write small letter A, BUJA. You can do, see, this was intentional so that you can see. Now, when I have issues like this, how do I now solve this? Now, yes, people will always reason differently. Thank you very much. but I am here in class to make sure that we all reason the same way. Now, as data analysts or as people that will be working with data, let me say one thing. There is something called, I forgot the name of the term, but what it means is that you must have an idea of the data that you are working with. How did that term leave my mind? What it means is that you must have an idea of the data, domain knowledge. Good. So you must domain knowledge. You must have domain knowledge. What does domain knowledge mean? It means that you have an idea of the data that you have. Is it compulsory to delete the steps? No, I only deleted the filters that I made. You know, I was trying to be smart. I'm telling you that you have to be smart about some things. So that was what I did, Madam Grace. So domain knowledge lets me know that Abeokuta all a capital letter and Abeokuta all a small letter and Abeokuta all a capital and small letter is still one same place, Abeokuta. Even common sense tells me that that is what that is, isn't it? So what do we do? Yes, I meant domain knowledge, Richard. So what do we do now is, first of all, this one is going to give us headache. So for it not to give us headache, let's first regularize the text. So if you look at it, this is a capital all true. This is a small all true, capital all true, small all true. What can we do, everybody? We can decide one case, isn't it? That capitalize each word, or only either everything all a capital letter or everything all a small letter, or we capitalize each word so that only the first letter of each word is in capital letters, which is the perfect way to do it. And I showed you earlier, I will do it again. So how do we do it, everybody? We go to city, we right click on city. Then once we right click on the column name, in this case city, we go to where? Transform, and we say capitalize each word. But I will not do that. I will now go to transform up. To do that, you can go back again to transform up. When you go to transform up, you have clicked that column, right? You will see that there's a what? There is a place here that says format. Now, when you see format, you see lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word. So I'm going to click on capitalize each word now. Chakam. And when I click on capitalize each word, you can see everything is properly capitalized now. Now, if I click on that drop down again, you can see I don't have Abeokuta in 3 places any longer. What do I have? I have Abeokuta in 1 place. ABJ, ABK, Abuja, Benin, Benin City. Earlier, I had like 4 Benin cities. You can see all of them has been regularized, isn't it? Good. Now, but if you look at it again, there is still edict, there is still wahala, isn't it? So this is only, we are going to conclude on the city column for today. When we come the next class, we'll do the remaining one. But I think one thing we've been able to do with all these ones that we are doing at the moment, we are still working with text. When we get to numbers, their own wahala is different. When we get to dates, their own wahala is different. So let's quickly do this one. Let's conclude it. So what can I do? I have ABJ, ABK, Abuja, Benin, C. It means you now need to go each and every one of them, one after the other. And that is where the headache is. You can see when I tell you that data cleaning is very, very important. And it will take 80% of your time. Are you believing it now? In the past, if they told you, you might not believe it, Abi. But now, you are seeing it in action. So, let's go. I decided to take it one after the other, however fast you want to take it. God, why did I do this to myself? Okay, I know that Abeokuta and ABK is the same thing, isn't it? So I can just say okay. Then I can copy this one. Then I can right click on ABK and say text filter. I'm sorry, replace values and replace with Abeokuta, and just say okay. Boom. That does that. So that has removed all the distance. So I can remove the filter again. Good. And I can click here. Let's see. Can this allow me to do multiple? No, I can't do multiple distance. If I was to do all this at once, I'll have written the code here. But because we're in class and we are beginners, I'm not writing any code. We'll take it one after the other. The easiest method. The easiest method sometimes can be longer. Right? So let's do it that way. So we've done Abeokuta. Which one again are we doing? So now let's do ABJ and Abuja. ABJ and Abuja. Right? So ABJ and Abuja is the same place. So let's just replace this one. Replace values. ABJ with what? Abuja. Then we just say okay. Another thing we can do is, which just might take our time, is that for you to understand and know exactly what you are doing at each step, you can actually rename. You can see this thing is saying replace value 1, replace value 2, replace value 3. You might not know what it is that you did there. So you can rename it. How do you rename it? You can just right click on it and say rename. You rename that column. That step that you did. You can rename your step before I forget about that. So what else can we do? Abeokuta. So it thinks we're going to take almost everything at once. Benin and Benin City. I think Benin City is better. So let's just change Benin to Benin City. All of you must make sure that this is all done on your PC before you come to class. Aha, now you can see Benin City, because I said whenever there is a Benin, change it to Benin City. Can you see that it said city now? So I can just edit that stuff and say no. So let's use, instead of us using Benin City, so let's say if there is a Benin City, we change it to Benin alone. Since everything is in Nigeria, I only have one Benin. That makes sense then. Then what else? So we can remove the filter here. And then we are good. Echo. Aha. So we know that Echo, lag, and Lagos is the same thing. Lasgidi, human beings. They're all the same, isn't it? So what do we do? So Echo, replace Echo with what? Lagos. Right. Lasgidi with what? Lagos. Lag with what? Lagos. Which one again? I think that's all there, right? The Lagos sauce. Which one is Lagos sauce? It's Lagos. Good. Good. So we are good. So let's put the filter from here. Good. So let's see again. Abeokuta, Abuja, Benin, Calabar. FCT is also Abuja now. So we can choose FCT and Abuja again. So we can decide to use FCT or Abuja. So which one should we use? FCT or Abuja? Let's agree in the comment section. FCT or Abuja? Which one? FCT or Abuja? I think Abuja is okay, right? Oh, you want us to use FCT? Okay. So Abuja. Okay, Abuja. Abuja is winning already in the comment section, so I'll leave it as Abuja. So let's replace all the FCTs to what? To Abuja. Perfect. Do you know why it's easy for us to do all these things? It's because this data set is very relatable. We are very used to it. And that's why it's making life easy for you. So let's remove the filter again. So let's see, what else do we have? Abuja, Benin, IB, and Ibadan. Okay, so let's pick IB and Ibadan. Wow. So replace all IB to Ibadan. It will affect Ibadan here. How do we do this one? Because if I say replace IB to Ibadan, let's see, to be Ibadan done. Okay, then we can now say replace the anything Ibadan done. Back to what? Back to Ibadan. Good. We are good. So you have to be smart. These are things that will happen. You have to be smart about it. So I can remove that. You can see the amount of steps we have taken in cleaning data. We're just replacing. We've not even done any calculation or anything yet. So we can see. You want to become a data analyst, so you are seeing, some people have run away because it's already looking boring. But me, I enjoy what I'm doing. Maybe that's why I'm a data analyst. So we have Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, Onitsha, where yes, we now have those boys. See them, PH, Port Harcourt. Where do you want to start from? Yeah, it's actually fun. When you know what you are doing, it's actually fun. So we are going to do it this way. All this PH, let's start with PH first. Right? So we change PH to Port Harcourt. It's actually Port Harcourt like this, right? Yes, like that. Port Harcourt. Port of Harcourt, like this. Good. Then we have sun. So you need to open your eyes very, very well. So we have this one that has minus, right? So let me copy normal Port Harcourt so that I can copy this. Then replace values. Then just paste this in. Okay, that removes all of that. We have this other one too. Replace these values. Then we have all that as well. And we have these ones too. Replace these values. Then we have all this as well. And you can see, I think, let's see, we have one distinct. So all the Port Harcourt is cleaned now. Now let's remove the filter again. Good. So let's see now. Is our city properly done? We have Abeokuta, Abuja, Enugu, Ibadan, Ilorin, Jos, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, Onitsha, Owerri, Port Harcourt, Uyo, and Warri. Then we have blank. So what do we do with the blank? So we can say no city. Simple. Replace value. They did not give us their city. So whenever I see blank, change it to what? No city. Simple. Then let's remove it. Now let's see something. Good. So we're all good and fine. We're all fine and good. So we've been able to work with all these cities now. So we're already a few minutes past our normal scheduled time, but I believe that we're all enjoying what we are doing. So we are going to be stopping here so that we're going to continue from, we stop at city. But before I stop, we need to save what it is that we have done. So how do we do it? Temporarily, you can come to home, come to close and apply, click on apply. Click on apply. And when you click on apply, you click, so it is loading everything in. So it's not supposed to be apply. I was supposed to close and apply so that I'll be able to save the data file itself. Okay, it's loading the data. Let it do that. So this is load. We've extracted, we're transforming. Now we are loading the data. So how do I load the data? Oh shit. So I come to close and apply, and I'll say close and apply. Then it will now come to this place. It will now load the data for us. So because I've already clicked apply that time, it has loaded it for us. So you can see it. If you look at this place here, data here, you can see we have data. Then you have it. You have your city, customer name, all of them all showing in this place. Now I need to save this file. To save the file, I will just press Ctrl S. And when I use Ctrl S allows me to save the file. Or I can just go up here and click on save. When I go there to click on save, a dialog box will come out to me. So when the dialog box comes, why is my dialog box not coming? Oh, okay, so we are here. So I need to change it to where I want to save it in document, and I'll say Power BI. What's my Power BI class name? Data to insights. Or let's just say class Power BI data file, right? Power BI file. Let's just call it Power BI file. And I'll say save. And when I say save, I have saved this file. Now I can just close it all. I can come back. So, Richard, you said you are lost. Where are you lost? Where? Which part? The load part. Okay, let me allow you to speak, Richard. Let's contribute us to. Okay, I'm going to allow everybody to use their mics now. Please don't. Can you talk now, Richard?
All right, sir. Hi, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Talk to me.
Yes. The very first instance where you tried saving before closing, that you went to close and apply, yes, from
Yeah,
that very part.
Okay, so
Yes.
if I want to go back there, everybody, I'm already at this side. I want to go back to my Power Query editor. You all come to this transform data up here. So you just click on transform data. It takes you back to where we stopped. So you can see it now. So it takes you back here. So what we do is you come to this place, close and apply. You just close, you choose close and apply. And that takes it to this side. Is that understood, Mr. Richard? Perfect. Any other person? This is, you need to watch, yeah, you can watch the previous classes to just have an understanding of where we are coming from, because we had a lot of explanations about a lot of things. But today's class is actually the first official official welcoming class. Okay. Any other question? Funny, I was not able to share my PowerPoint slide, and I prepared a very beautiful PowerPoint slide. But I think we did everything. We talked about load and transform. We talked about the demo, right? We did all this. We did all this. We've removed blanks, right? We renamed. Okay, we've not renamed column yet. We'll still rename column. We've talked about data types, right? We fixed data types. Yeah, we did all this. Okay, good. So when we come back next class on next Tuesday, we're now going to conclude on the cleaning process. But your assignments that you're supposed to do between now and next class, number one, please have this file on your computer and do every single thing that I had done. Do the steps as well. Watch the video as many times as you need to watch it. If you are not following, then make sure you have all the steps done properly. All the cleaning done, you should have done yours as well. Is that understood, everybody? I've already sent the file on the group. I'll send the file again. I believe everybody has Power BI installed on their computers. Please. So let us try to do everything, and we are going to be good. So with that, we are coming to the end of today's class. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. And thank you very much for staying with me. I believe that we are all learning, and everything is small, bit by bit. Okay, if you have not downloaded, I'm going to be sending stuff to you. Oh, the class is just twice a week, 1 hour. It was agreed by everybody in the first side that we want 1 hour twice a week. So we chose every Tuesday and Thursday between the hours of 6 p.m. Nigerian time to 7 p.m. Nigerian time. That is when we have the classes every week. So today is a Thursday, so we meet next Tuesday. So we have over 5 days. Well, I'm still thinking about the certification. As an MCT, I could give certification, but it's possible I could. So let's think about it. It's a free class and you want certification. It's a free class and you want certification. Don't worry, let's see. We'll see about that when we cross that. So when we are at that side, we'll go there. So thank you very much, everybody, for staying tuned. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, remember to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you get notified when a new video drops in. And thank you very much. So if you want other people to be a part of this, it's free. Tell as many people to join as possible. They can learn Power BI with Banky, and they're good to go. You can see our classes, where I don't need to talk about our class. We all know our classes, right? So thank you very much, everyone, and do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye, everybody.